Prime Time Local News, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. The Village of Paradise Valley welcomed a new addition to their fire department on Wednesday. A $185,000 rescue truck will now service a large part of the county of Vermilion River. The Paradise Valley Fire Department has been running rescue services for the past 10 years using dated equipment. This new light 4x4 rescue truck will be able to conduct rescues on and off-road farmland where other vehicles couldn't go. The truck increases the department's ability to conduct livestock and heavy rescue operations and has some of the only grain rescue equipment in the region.
We've been utilizing other trucks, and we just finally got to the point where our truck capacity was overwhelmed and we had the need that we required a dedicated truck for our rescue equipment.
Oil and gas picking back up again, and we're expecting more use of our roadways and highways. And this vehicle allows us to adequately serve that area a lot better than we have in the past with some of the older equipment we've been utilizing.
The department has been working on securing the funding for this new equipment for a while now. The county contributed $125,000, while the fire department set aside $5,000 of fundraising cash over the past 5 years. And between 2009 and 2019, 93% of firefighter paychecks went to the department to fund this project.
A lot of the department members saw the need for what we required and saw the importance, and we're happy to give back. They're not here to make a living off of being on the fire department. They're here to help the communities.
The fire department thanks the community for supporting their fundraising efforts over the years that helped make this purchase possible. Now that we're into December, organizations around the border city are looking for support for their Christmas programs, one of those groups being the Salvation Army. Every year, the Salvation Army is known for their Christmas hampers and kettles. The hamper program helps those around the community who may be struggling by collecting food donations and dropping them off before Christmas, and they are currently collecting items.
We started out preparing for 500 hampers. That would be families or individuals. We're well over 400 right now, and we allow 2 weeks for distribution starting on the 6th, but right now we're looking at continuing on into the week before Christmas. I think it's the 21st.
Throughout December, the Salvation Army will be setting up at different stores around Lloydminster with their Christmas kettles. They are searching for help from residents for their kettles.
We're still in need of volunteers. We only have 2 locations out, Walmart and Superstore, and we're only doing 6 hours a day again because of COVID and other things. We couldn't do any more time than that. We couldn't find the volunteers, so we also have space that we can go into Solvy's and Safeway.
The kettles are a main fundraiser for their programming and their operations. While they fell short of their fundraising goal last year, they're hoping they can reach it this holiday season.
We're looking at needing a good $200,000 to run our program here on a yearly basis. Actually, we need more than that, but that's our goal. We're hoping that we're going to be able to reach that through our kettles and through the walk-in donations.
The Salvation Army is collecting donations for their hampers, kettles, and food bank in person. Visit the Salvation Army or call them for more information. Now we'll toss to Tate Lakecraft, who got the chance to learn about a brother and sister who are crafting their own Christmas decorations.
Today on Primetime Local News, I'm joined by an Indigenous duo from Manville who are putting a unique spin on holiday decorations. So, Arlene Folk and Earl John, welcome to the show, but what can you tell people about this unique project that you've got going on here?
Behind us is a dream catcher. It's not a normal type of dream catcher as you find with the stuff you find in stores. It's symmetrical. It's a symmetrical, actually what they refer to as sacred geometry. With our dream catcher, my sister Arlene here, she's the weaver, and we call her the master weaver for the reasons behind us here. As you can see, this dream catcher behind us, it is not symmetrical, but it does have 7 points around it. The 7 points do signify our 7 teachings in our Cree culture. The 7 points are represented by love, respect, courage, honesty, wisdom, humility, and truth. And these are the teachings that we pass on to our young ones. These are rules to live by. We are honoring all of these teachings through the Dreamcatcher itself.
And I'll aim this next one at Arlene. I assume you've been weaving and creating dream catchers for quite some time now, but where did the inspiration come from to turn them into holiday decorations?
Well, last December, for my mama's birthday, we wanted to do something really special for her.
Yeah.
So we built the first one last year, December 16th or something.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've been going pretty much since. I make small ones as well, little wee ones, like these hanging right there.
And just looking to the local community, what kind of response have you seen so far?
Well, suffice to say, we're booked. We're
We're
solid.
booked, yeah.
But you know, we do see we are taking on orders on a daily basis, and we will be scaling up production here. We're actually looking at some prototype hoops that my brother in Vermilion, he found a welder or a fabricator that could fabricate hoops for us. The challenge was finding the actual hoops in a metal. We looked at doing the PVC type tubing, but it's not rigid enough because this weave goes in really tight. It has to be tight.
Yeah.
So we're sticking with metal as a medium for the hoop until we can find something rigid enough to be able to handle the weaving process. They're all hand woven, and again, we honor the seven teachings. And when you look at this, it is random. It is not symmetrical, and that's the beauty of these things. No two are the same. And my sister Arlene here, who I call the master weaver, she does not make two the same. It's actually literally impossible to do that unless you line them up side to side, but that's a lot of effort.
And then before we say goodbye, for anyone who might be interested in checking out some of your dream catchers, where's a good spot for them to go online if they want to do that?
They could seek us out on Facebook. We do have a Facebook page. It's called ASCII Dreamweavers. And ASCII is spelled ASKIY.
Thank you both so much for doing this.
And
Great.
Thank you so much
Hi.
for reaching out.
Thank you.
Now Shelby Clark will take a first look at your Thursday weather. Thanks so much, Jazz. And now taking a first look at your Thursday weather here in the border city. We're sitting at -3. We're seeing cooler temperatures today. With that wind chill, it was feeling like -9. So we were seeing a lot stronger winds today, but we did see a little bit more sun peek behind those clouds throughout the day. Hopefully everybody was driving safe, as well as we could see the roads starting to get more covered from that snowfall throughout the night. So hopefully everybody was able to drive safe. Now switching over to temperatures across the region for Alberta and Saskatchewan. On the Alberta side, most are seeing that -1 mark right now. Bonnyville is at -2 degrees, 0 up in Lac La Biche and down in Provost there, while Wainwright is seeing -2 as well as in Bonnyville, and Edmonton is seeing +1. Switching over to the Saskatchewan side here, they have cooled down just quite a couple degrees compared to the Alberta side. Isla Cross is a bit warmer, sitting at that 1 degree point as well. -2 in Pearson and down in North Battleford, -4 in Green Lake, while Maidstone is seeing -5 degrees, and it is -2 as well in Macklin, while the rest are seeing that -3 mark. Switching over to North Battleford, overnight they will be going down to a low of -5. They will be seeing more clear skies, and they will be seeing actually around a 3% chance of some flurries throughout the night. Tomorrow they will see -3 for their high, and they will see a little bit more sun than they've seen today. Switching over to Cold Lake, overnight they'll be going down to a low of -8. They will be seeing around a 60% chance of some flurries as well throughout the night. That will continue into tomorrow as they will switch to -5, so they will cool down just a bit tomorrow, but they will see a mix of some sun and cloud as well. And for here in the border city, we'll be going down to a low of -7. It will be feeling like around -16 with that windshield throughout the night. Tomorrow we will be seeing -3 for our Friday to start off a weekend with a little bit more sun. And now taking a look at some of your photo submissions. Thank you to everyone that did submit some photos online there. I will ask to see some photos of so far of the snowfall, so thank you to everyone that submitted online. You still can continue to submit them, and I will use them for the weather segment. But I love seeing even on the left there with the Paw Patrol backpack charging through the snow there, and on the right, love that idea with that baby carriage of having those skis on the bottom. That is genius. So thank you to everyone that was able to submit photos, and that's all I have for now. We'll have more news coming up after the break. Welcome back. Christmas is right around the corner, and a local farm is hosting a virtual holiday market featuring some of the area's artisan farms. Jillian Coate has more.
Chatsworth Farm is holding a virtual holiday mini market this weekend to celebrate local vendors. I'm joined today by Charlotte Wasiliak, who is putting on the market. Charlotte, can you tell me what was the inspiration behind doing this?
This is actually our second year doing a holiday mini market. And last year it just stemmed from having so many farmers and artisans within our county or neighboring counties who create and make such really unique things that we wanted to highlight them. And especially last year where there weren't any in-person markets. At the beginning there were, and then they either transitioned to online like ours did. There weren't as many. So wanted to really support local artisans by giving them another venue to get their items out and get their name out there.
And what type of local artisan businesses can customers expect?
So it's virtual. So we have almost all of our vendors from last year came on. We had a couple who they're busy with other markets or just things this time of year weren't able to work. But the ones that we do have this year include the Copper Cork, Flint Farms Honey, Fresh Flower Farm, Old School Cheesery, Solaire Soul Collective, and WJ Wood Art, as well as our farm. So everyone except for Solaire Soul was part of our market last year. So we're very excited to have her joining us this year.
And this seems like a really good opportunity to get, Christmas presents for everybody on your list.
Yes, well, and there's a little bit of everything for everybody. So there are a lot of farms who are participating. So you have Flint Farms Honey. So they have candles and honey and beeswax. And then you have Fresh Flower Farm, and she has wreaths, these beautiful wreaths that she gets cuttings from her own yard, as well as she ships some in. And then there's Old School Cheesery. So they have their cheese, and the Copper Cork, who uses local grains. And then you have Solaire Soul and WJ Wood Art, who are located within the county. So they kind of live in the country, but they have more handcrafted items. So it covers a wide variety of interests and gift ideas.
And, I'm just wondering, for local businesses, what does it mean to, see that customer support from customers who are, especially seeking out local products?
Oh, it just gives us that little jump of joy. And it's so exciting when someone is interested in our products. And we just had one customer who's one of our farm's customers from Edmonton, and she has already ordered 3 wreaths from Fresh Flower Farm. And so that's just so wonderful. And that's one thing that with this market we do as well. So with our farm, we do our monthly deliveries. So we coordinate everyone's orders from this market. So if that customer is in Edmonton and they've ordered a wreath or cheese or honey, but those other vendors aren't able to get it to Edmonton, we gather everything up and we take it with us to Edmonton, so you don't have to worry about that shipping or trying to get it to you before Christmas time. So it's just a nice big community and supporting one another and sharing the really neat things that are coming out of our county.
And lastly, where can people look for more information?
So you can go to our website, chatsworthfarm.ca, also our Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, and we'll be highlighting all of the vendors. So the way this market works is that you go to each individual vendor, you place your order with them. If you're local, you just coordinate your pickup or shipping. If you're in Edmonton or even Lloyd, certain ones of us are going to be going in different directions. So that will get you your order that way. And last year, I thought that a virtual market wasn't going to be as exciting as in person, of course. And we had originally planned for it to be in person, and then all those restrictions came in. So we transitioned online. And it was actually so much fun. And it was great to see what everyone was doing and sharing, and everyone was posting pictures and videos. So it was very exciting. And so I'm hoping that it'll have that atmosphere again this year.
Perfect. Charlotte, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you very much, Jillian.
At this time of year, sports fans are used to seeing hockey, basketball, and volleyball. Now, for the first time since December of 2019, a new sport will be at the Lloyd X. Evan Kenny has more as the PBR comes to town.
This Saturday, Cowboys ranging from three-time PBR Canada champion Aaron Roy to newly crowned 2021 champion Cody Coverchuk will be gathering in the border city for the toughest sport on dirt.
Yeah, so Saturday night we welcome the PBR Winter Classic, as we've coined it, presented by Scorpion Oilfield, to the Culligan Water Alberta building. So we are going to have 4 different sections of bull riding, 2 rounds, and dancing in the dirt cabaret afterwards.
The Bulls were last at the Lloyd X to kick off the PBR Canada 2020 season. 2020 PBR champion Dakota Butter won the event.
How about it? Your champion, Dakota Butter.
He will not participate this weekend due to injury.
Dakota's hurt, but we definitely have some great talent coming. Cody Coverchuk's coming, Tim Lipsett, Aaron Roy, always a fan favorite, is coming. So we definitely have some great names. Marcus Glorious from Brazil's coming, so you're going to get to see the fan favorites a couple times.
This is the opening event of the 2022 season after a 2021 season that only lasted 4 months.
You know, in 2019, we did sell this out. We had about 100 people we turned away at the door. It was a tremendously successful event, and ticket sales are going the same direction this year. So we know that people love PBR in Lloydminster. We know they love the band and the cabaret.
Yeah! 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 Yeah!
The event starts at 7 p.m. in the Lloyd X Alberta building. Evan Kenny, Primetime Local Sports.
Now Shelby Clark will take a second look at this evening's weather.
Thanks so much, Jasmine. Now taking another look at your weather forecast. We'll be looking at the central region of Alberta and Saskatchewan here. On the Alberta side, they cool down just a bit right now with -3 in Rocky Mountain House and Jasper, -2 in Red Deer and Edson, while at the Baskin and Whitecourt are at that -1 point, and Edmonton is right at that 0 mark. Switching over to the Saskatchewan side here, they have cooled down just a couple degrees cooler compared to the Alberta side on the central region in Saskatchewan here, -1 in North Battleford and Saskatoon, while it is -4 in Melfort as well as here in the border city, and -5 in Prince Albert, and Meadow Lake is the coolest, sitting at -6 degrees. And switching over to our northern region of the provinces, as you can see, a lot have reached those double-digit points with their minus marks. -3 in La Loche and Buffalo Narrows, so they're still a bit warmer there. La Ronge is at -9 degrees, -13 in Flin Flon, while South End is at -15, -17 degrees in Wollaston Lake, and Uranium City and Stony Rapids are both at -15 and -20 degrees. Switching over to this side here, they are seeing some slightly warmer temperatures, especially down in this area here, still at those single-digit points. -1 in Slave Lake, while Grand Prairie is at -2 degrees, -3 in Priest River, while Fort McMurray is at -5, and High Level and Fort Chipewyan are a little bit cooler at -11 and -14. But as we switch over to our southern region, as you can see, they are seeing some nicer temperatures, of course, as well there. They are kind of seeing what we are seeing in the central, 1 in Lethbridge and Medicine Hat, while Coronation is at -5, and Banff and Calgary at -1 and -2. Switching over to this side here, they are seeing around the same as what we are seeing on the Alberta side. Most are seeing that 0 mark right now, -1 in Swift Current and Kindersley, and Yorkton is the coolest, seeing -5. Now going back across the region, the temperatures overnight tonight, we will be seeing slightly cooler temperatures, but most will not be seeing too much cloudy skies, except for up in Pearceland and Meadow Lake. They will be seeing a couple clouds in sight, while Isla Cross will be seeing a high chance of some flurries throughout the night. Most will be seeing around -8, -9 degrees tonight, while Provost and Murnum will be seeing a low of -6, and Unity will be seeing a low of -5, and Paradise Hill will be seeing a low of -10 degrees. So we will be cooling down just a bit throughout the night. And ending off our 7-day forecast here with Friday, we will be seeing -3 with a little bit more sun. Saturday and Sunday will cool down to -6 and -14 to end off the weekend. Next week we will cool down a bit to start it off on Monday with -13, and then we will warm up just a bit throughout the week and seeing a high chance of some flurries there on Wednesday right in the middle of the week. And now ending off, I want to show off a little bit more photo submissions. Thank you to everyone that did submit photos online. I asked earlier today if you could submit some good winter photos from the snowfall that we had throughout the night. So thank you to everybody that participated, and you can still submit weather photos and I will use them throughout the week. But look at that beautiful, I love a classic sunset photo. It's really nice to see that over that lake there. Really nice to see over, even in the snow, you can see nice sunsets. And over on the right here, you can see that it is painting good photos, all the snow on the bushes and the trees and whatnot. It's good to see that people are still getting some nice photos even throughout the winter season. That's all I have for now. We'll have more news coming up after the break.
I'm happy to be joined on Primetime Local News today by Christine Milkovic-Kraus. And Christine, you're here today to tell us a very interesting story that has a connection to Lloydminster. You're out in BC, but we're going to talk about Teddy, and viewers will soon see Teddy sitting right beside you. So thanks for joining us today, Christine.
Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to share my story of how I met Teddy. I began fostering animals through the Heart and Soul Rescue Organization in Abbotsford, which has a connection with the SAFE, which is Saving Animals from Euthanasia Rescue Organization in Alberta, who is also connected to Keen Cat Care in Lloydminster. And Teddy was brought there because he was found in a barn, almost frozen, and he had so many injuries from his frostbite. I was able to follow up with his story and meet some women who helped bring Teddy to me in British Columbia. So I just saw Teddy on the foster webpage, and nobody was really volunteering to foster him. So I said to the kids, you know, this kitten has no ears and maybe nobody wants to give him a home because he looks different. What do you think? And they said, oh, Mommy, we just have to give him a warm home and he deserves love no matter what. And so we started thinking about making a story about Teddy to share, you know, his journey and his adventure, and to remind people to keep their pets inside in the wintertime because these kind of injuries are 100% preventable.
And now,
So
Christine, that's where we're going to get to next here is the book that you wrote about Teddy. So tell me, I mean, you really did take this to the next level. Tell me about the book.
I did. So this is a story about how Teddy lost his ears, and the story is dedicated to the rescue organization, and there is a scan code at the back. So once people have connected with his story, and if they decide that they would like to make a donation to the Heart and Soul Rescue Organization, 100% of the donations will go to support animals who are in need of food, medical attention, and transport costs. So there's also like fun things for the children, little activities. They can spot the real Teddy, the cat with no ears. And on every page of the story, there is a hidden mouse, which the kids are going to have to search for, which is Teddy's favorite pet. This little mouse right here. She loved it. All of the illustrations were hand painted in the book, which makes it really quite unique because a lot of storybooks nowadays they're graphically designed. All of these illustrations were hand painted by Sierra Van Ness, wonderful, wonderful artist, a very talented girl. So together we were able to bring Teddy's story to the public. Yeah.
This is just amazing, Christine. Have you ever written a children's book before or any books? Are you a writer by nature?
No, I'm not. I've always dreamed of writing children's books, and I've had lots of ideas over the years, but Teddy really just gave me the inspiration. Once we got him, he's such a funny cat. I've never seen a cat attack a bowl of spaghetti the way he does. Like, he loves spaghetti probably more than Garfield loves lasagna. So that's actually how the idea came about for the next book, which is called Teddy Loves Spaghetti. And this one talks more about nutrition and when you're getting a pet, to read the food labels. And there's some educational points as well about being healthy for yourself and reading nutrition labels for yourself as well. Teddy Loses His Ears is the original story, and it's just a story about acceptance and kindness and really listening to one another, because everybody has a story and you really just can't judge a cat by his ears.
So, Christine, where can people get the book? Is it in the traditional, Amazons, that sort of thing, as well as local bookstores, or is there a website they can go to? How can people order Teddy's book?
I think the easiest way is through Amazon.ca, or it's available worldwide on Amazon. It's also available at Barnes and Nobles, and hopefully some other places soon. The book depository bookstores can order it from if they wanted to stock the Teddy books in their shelves.
Well, Christine, thank you so much for joining us today and for having Teddy too. It's nice to be able to see just relaxing. I guess it's a relaxing day, but I guess that's the life of a cat. So thank you so much for doing this. We really appreciate this. And let's chat again after you get Teddy's next book out.
That sounds wonderful. And I just wanted to say, I know a lot of pets are outdoor cats in other parts of Canada, but there are things we can do to help prevent injuries, like setting up just a tote with straw or hay so that the cats have a safe place to go that will shelter them from the extreme weather. So if you have barn animals or something, it's important just to take care of them as well, so that that doesn't happen to other pets like Teddy.
Very important message for sure. Christine, thank you so much again for joining us, and please keep us updated on Teddy. We look forward to chatting with you again.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Joining us today for Primetime Local News is Sammy Morelli, a Canadian singer-songwriter, and we are here to speak about her new single called Love Away. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me on. So excited to be here.
Of course, no problem. We're happy to have you on here. Now, I wanted to start off with asking what this new single is all about.
Yeah, no, Love Away is kind of all about finding the power to call out like bad behavior when you see it, like recognizing like, I don't know, gaslighting or, bad behavior where they're not necessarily on the up and up. And basically it's about, finding the strength to kind of call it out and like, be like, no, I'm not going to play those games. Like, why are you doing this, essentially? So yeah, it's kind of that position of power rather than like, full heartbreak, which obviously it's a heartbreaking situation, but yeah, no, it's yeah, about finding your power, basically.
And what made you want to write this single just for your fans to be able to listen and enjoy this message?
Yeah, I started writing this a few years ago, kind of when I was at the beginning of this like personal and professional like reevaluation of like, what am I doing? Like, I need to figure out like, who am I and what is my truth? And, it was coinciding with a lot of like personal stuff. And I was seeing it all over the place, people being taken advantage of, or, not people not respecting boundaries, and yeah, just like lots of shisty behavior all around, not just in love, but also, in business and career and all of that stuff. So I wanted to have a song that kind of spoke to, yeah, calling out that bad behavior, and not being afraid to like, yeah, stand in that truth and like call it out for what it is. And musically too, it was like at the beginning of me kind of taking the reins of my own career and my writing, and really trying to do a lot on my own. So weirdly enough, like I just popped up my laptop and started like working on GarageBand one day, and like wrote this song, wrote the demo for it in like a couple days, and then I got together with Nathan Chu, who is the producer of this track, and he completely knocked it out of the park. Got these like really cool like R&B vibes that have like a little retro kind of feeling to them, and yeah, it really encapsulated the whole thing. So it's got this like kind of sexy vibe, but it also has like a bit of sass and all of that stuff to it.
And speaking on that vibe that you just brought up, I wanted to be able to get a little bit more into the music video, of course. What inspired the music video, especially with all the bachelorette dating show type stuff?
Yeah, so when we were figuring out the concepts for it, I was remembering like seeing these 80s like dating VHS videos kind of making the rounds a few years ago, like, the super cringy like video date kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, that'd be so fun to like put that kind of visual, which is like super unexpected, against this kind of like sexy, like slick R&B song, and really highlight like what it's actually about. And essentially the concept is I play a bachelorette in this like 80s dating game, where 3 of my past lovers come on, and they are trying to get a second chance with me, basically, but they've done like some kind of bad stuff before. So it's like, okay, like, am I choosing that or am I choosing something else? And there's a bit of a surprise twist ending at the end too.
And with the music video and the new single, of course, with it, how has support been so far from your fans and listeners that you've been seeing?
It's been awesome. People are really loving the message of the song specifically is like super resonating with a lot of people right now. I think, as we are, I guess, experiencing this like kind of mass, like, I don't know, like evolution of like, hey, like what do we need to respect ourselves and our relationships and all of this stuff. Like lots of people are kind of facing a lot of that those choices and those crossroads themselves. So the message of the song is kind of resonating like that. And also people are loving the visuals because it's like totally zany and something I've never done before. But it also like really drives home the point of what Love Away is all about, which I can't argue with. It's pretty good.
Perfect. Well, once again, thank you so much for joining us today, Sammy. And for everyone out there that hasn't seen it yet, go check out her new single called Love Away.
Thank you so much.
Baby, why you keep giving all your love away? Why you keep giving all your love away? Hey, why you keep giving all your love away? Ooh.
And ending off with taking another look at your 7-day forecast here. We'll be seeing some more sun tomorrow, cooling down on the weekend there, and starting off next week, we will be starting off cooler as well with -13 on Monday, seeing some cloud coverage on Tuesday and Wednesday, and we will be seeing a high chance of some flurries in the middle of the week there. And Thursday, we will be seeing -7 with a little mix of some sun and cloud. Thank you for joining us on Primetime Local News tonight, and you can catch the second hour on CITL.